rights activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Buxio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine Buxio, streaming out of the great state of Minnesota. Here in Minneapolis, Carjackingville. How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right? I need your help. YouTube folks will be back on our regular channel next week. YouTube hit me with a fine. They didn't like what I was speaking about. They didn't like it at all. Bad guy. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. We got a lot to discuss tonight. As you guys know, the news is always moving. It's moving. And let me tell you something. There's a whole bunch of racist crooks in the news. I know for a fact that there's people in the news who are getting paid to push racial crap. I want folks to know. There's people in the news, and they're so weak too. I want folks to understand that. They're super weak. They don't have any content. They're not good at all when it comes to delivering information. But one thing they can do is create division, right? A lot of these folks, they call themselves TV anchors, right? They go to some, prestigious law firm or some school out there that, shows, quote unquote, their worth. They go to CNN. They go to MSNBC. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. These people are paid to lie. Right? Back in the day, they used to call them political hacks. Absolutely. Somebody who's just paid to sit there and run their mouth about garbage. Absolutely. And right now, in 2021, there's no shortage of them out there, let me tell you. Being authentic, that's very hard to find. It is. That's why you're seeing podcasts and a lot of these alternative news sources growing, because people crave a real person, not somebody who is speaking for somebody else, somebody who has their own mind. So we have a dilemma here, right? There's a lot of people call them NPCs, right? Non-playable characters. They just do what they're programmed to do. That's what liberals are. When I speak about not thinking outside of the box, right? When I speak about people being programmed, that's exactly what they are. They can't think for themselves. And when they meet somebody like me and you who can think for ourselves, they attack us, right? I'm telling you, it's a very evil and cold world. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. I'm going to need your help. Sponsor of the night, shoptotheright.com. Make sure you guys go to shoptotheright.com, all right? They are looking for vendors, people who are selling a physical product, and they're American. Absolutely. They want to help you. They believe in small business They believe in America. And as you guys know, Biden, the mob, they don't care about you. They don't care about me. Look at Pete Buttigieg. He was able to import 2 babies. I kid you not. I say this all the time. People laugh at me, right? Keep laughing, because there's Pete Buttigieg who's laughing because he imported 2 babies. While people are waiting for their stuff at sea, he was able to stay at home and import 2 babies without any problems, let me tell you. So laugh all you want. We need to be self-reliant, and we need to support small businesses. So if you are a small business owner, you have a physical product, go to shoptotheright.com. No monthly fee, no setup fee. They want to help you. They're small business too. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and move forward. First one up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak about betas. Betas. I want to speak about betas. There's a viral video going out here, and this is put out by a guy by the name of Joseph Costello. He does on the street interviews with random folks. And he ran into a couple, a white couple, man and woman. Yeah, funny I have to say that now, right? Man and woman. Yeah, that's a couple, man and woman. Traditional couple, man and woman. Let me piss somebody off. Traditional couple, man and woman. Yeah, absolutely. He ran into them, asked a question. He asked them if they support BLM. This white couple, the white woman, she said, yes, she supports BLM. Then he pulls over his black friend and says, hey, my black friend has never kissed a white woman before. Would you kiss him for BLM? And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. She actually did it. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about cuckolds. I want to speak about betas. And this new age, this new single mama epidemic, this new age of softies, of pussies, right? Of pussy. The men, let me tell you, are making terrible choices, and they're not offering women a very good option. Let me go ahead and run this. Make sure you share. Make sure you share.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Of course.
Listen, we have a black man right here.
I love him. That's Trey. I know this man. I met him.
He's never kissed a white girl in his life. Will you be the first one right here on camera?
Can I kiss him?
On
okay.
Oh.
Boom.
How's that feel, bro?
I don't fucking care.
Are y'all dating or no?
Yeah, we're dating.
Black Lives Matter?
So yes, Black Lives Matter.
I don't effing care. Let me play it again. Let me play it. He said he don't effing care. I bet you don't. I bet you don't. That's what we call beta-ness.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Of course.
Listen, we have a black man right here.
I love him. That's Trey. I know this man. I met him.
He's never kissed a white girl in his life. Will you be the first one right here on camera?
Can I kiss him?
On
okay.
Oh.
Boom.
How's that feel, bro?
I don't fucking care.
Are y'all dating or no?
Yeah, we're dating.
Black Lives Matter?
So yes, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, yes, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. I don't effing care. Let me tell you, if there's any guy out there like that, your girl gonna walk up all on you. Ladies, that is a beta. That is a beta. Shout out to Chris Paulin. Chris Paulin says he probably wanted to kiss him too. Probably. He's a loser. And the thing is, we have so many guys who are like this nowadays, right? To the point where we have, a gosh darn name for them. We call them cuckolds and betas, right? They get off by seeing a strong man take their woman away from them. I kid you not. Go ahead and ask the gentlemen out there. Right? Maybe some of the gentlemen got a fantasy like that. A big, strong man taking your woman away from you. I kid you not. It's beta-ness. And usually you get this, ladies and gentlemen, when you're not raised correctly. You have this type of, and I'd call it a sexual deviancy in a sense, because somebody who has a healthy sexual life, a healthy relationship with the other, they're not going to do this. They're not okay with that fact. They're just not. Shout out to Sam. Sam, you see his earring too? As a matter of fact, let's pull him up.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Let's pull him up. Let's pull him up here. Yep, let's pull him up. He needs to be shown because, bow. Look at this. Look at his earring. You're absolutely correct. He got a hoop earring, right? And then he has a star on the bottom. A hoop earring and a star on the bottom. Can we say beta? Beta. So you're seeing this man here, ladies and gentlemen. You know he's weak too. Super weak. These type of guys are the ones who are ruining America along with the feminist women. Those type of guys there. I want people to understand those type of guys. Those are the type of guys, ladies, those are the type of guys who will never stand up to you. I want you to understand that. Some of you ladies like that too. You like a complete softy so that you can control him. He's them. Yeah. But most ladies don't like that. He is a guy who will never stand up for what is right. I want the ladies to understand that. He's a guy who doesn't have a backbone. I want the ladies to understand that. He's a guy, ladies, who will never tell you the truth. Absolutely. You'll pick up a dress, right? The dress will be ugly. He won't have the heart to tell you the dress is ugly because he cares about your cookies and your feelings rather than telling the truth. These are the type of guys who make it hard for real men to be out. I want folks to understand. These type of guys. So beta-ness, in my opinion, is a disease that needs to be pointed out. Now, there's nothing wrong, in a sense, with, being vulnerable. But in my opinion, there's something wrong when you want to go ahead and exhibit weakness, right? There's something wrong with that, especially as a man. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you share. I need your help. I certainly do. Hurley McAdams says he is a man by name only. Absolutely. He's the type of guy, right? And back when we're in college, he's the type of guy that he'll go take out Susan May, right? Susan May will say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can you take me out to eat?" He's the type of guy, he'll go take her out to eat, right? She'll have a good time eating, drinking. She'll say, it's kind of late. He's like, it's only 8 p.m. Yeah, it's late. I need to go home, right? She'll be brought back home. She'll wait till he leaves, and then she'll call somebody like me. Absolute. She'll call an alpha over. He's that type of guy. Lady, I'll make this stuff up. He's that type of guy. Ladies love guys like this, free lunch guys. Absolutely. That's what that with free lunch guys. Let me tell you, they're everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. Hit that like button, make sure you share. I'm sure I'll piss somebody off. Absolutely. And for the ladies out there, yeah, I'm an alpha. Yeah, I know a lot of guys say that, right? But if you've been watching this show for a while, for a couple of years, you would know, right? You would know by my lifestyle. You would know by my family, my wife. You would know. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Next one up. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and speak about weakness here in America. Weakness. I want to speak about a Texas football team that are saying they are too good to play. In America right now, we have a female-led culture. If you don't know that, you're under a rock. If you don't know that we have a female-led culture, it's female everything. Female first everything, right? That should be a lesson to the gentlemen out there as well. Anytime gentlemen have their own stuff, women like to invade, and as soon as you let them in, they ruin it. I want the men to understand that too. Absolutely, I won't back down from that at all. You can name every institution. Texas football team, too good to play. Female-led society. Instead of us to appreciate people who excel, overachieve at things, you know what we do? We put them down in our society, right? There's something wrong when a person is winning all the time, right? Instead of the people who are losing to figure out what they can do to change, we must handicap the person who is excelling. This is our society. And it's a female mentality. Right? Everybody get a trophy. Right? When mama around, everybody get a trophy. Everybody got to talk nice with mama around. Hey, there's no swearing because mama around. This type of mentality, right? This nanny mentality, right? This female-led, emotional type of culture we have right now has led people to have so many psychological problems. It is crazy. Right? Haven't you guys noticed that too? We have had more psychological problems with folks since we've gone into this new culture where everybody got to speak about their feelings. Everywhere you look, somebody got some sort of therapist. They're on some sort of medication. When I was growing up, it wasn't like this. People weren't walking around depressed. And I'm sure if you're walking around speaking about, things that make you sad all day, I'm pretty sure you're going to be depressed. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Weakness here in America. How can we solve it? Here we go.
Well, controversy in a North Texas Youth Football League after a team with a perfect record is not being allowed in the playoffs. The problem, league officials say they're too good. Here's Scott Gordon.
No doubt the 7 and 8-year-olds on the Flower Mound Rebels, they're in blue, are having a heck of a season. Grayson Tanner is center.
We haven't lost a single game.
And they were headed to the playoffs until the Keller Youth Association, which Flower Mound joined last year during COVID, suddenly told them they can no longer compete.
I just was very sad. I feel like we deserve to play in the playoffs.
This is the Keller League, not the Flower Mound League.
Rhett Taylor is league vice president.
The aggregate score of the 7 games they played in is 199 to 6.
Man, put them in the NFL.
And the 6 points was a fluke play.
Put them
in my mind,
in the NFL.
They've dominated our league.
Taylor also is a Keller coach and a father. His team lost to the Rebels 33-0.
My team got 1 first down all game, and my team is good.
He's a sore loser. That's all it comes down to.
Reagan Montero is Rebels coach.
He's changing the rules so it benefits him.
In a way, this is because they're too good. I mean,
they are too good. I fully admit it. Absolutely.
They are too good. Look at them.
They are a select level team. They're too good for a rec level team.
I don't think we can be too good.
To the Rebels, it's like changing the rules in the middle of the game.
It's not fair that he just kicked us out because we're too good.
He wants us to play with us, but he doesn't want us to be good. So I don't really know what that teaches the kids. Hey, try your hardest, but sorry, you won't get the end result that you want.
If I let them play in the playoffs in a Super Bowl against Keller teams, I'm going to have problems from the Keller parents.
I want for us to actually just finish our games. That's truly all I want. I'm new to this tackle football and the shotgun.
For these young football players, a sudden end to a winning season and a confusing lesson about what's fair.
I don't know. I don't like that. How do you get penalized for being good?
Yeah. How do you get penalized for being, when mama is running stuff, when you got this type of society that we are in, betas, beta male. I admit they're too good. They just too good. They can't be doing that. I mean, they score for the season 199. I hear that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying put them in the NFL. Shoot. These people are retarded. Too good. That sound like a beta. That sound like a loser. You gotta be a loser doing stuff like that. Too good. Outrageous. And then you got a female coach saying that there's something wrong with him. Male coach, beta, coward. It's ridiculous. That's why I want folks to see this. This is our society right now. When I speak about this nanny state society that we have, this society where, everybody must get a trophy, I'm not lying about it. I'm not. It's an evil thing for them to do this. Very evil. You're going to go over here, change the rules, upset because your team ain't good. And then he said, oh, you know what? My team good. We only scored 1 single touchdown. Yeah, that don't sound good to me. That don't sound good to me at all. Not at all. He's a loser. And this type of mentality is all throughout our nation. Loser mentality. Holding back people's potential. Right? That's what happens when you come into a true communist state. When you start holding back people's potential, ladies and gentlemen, You hinder people's gifts. That's what you do. And you're hindering it for what you think is the good of all. What that coach needs to do is grow a pair of nuts and start really coaching the children. There are going to be teams like this no matter where you go. There's going to be teams who are just going to be really good. Sometimes it comes down to the coach, right? The coach just knows how to, wrangle up players and get them to work together cohesively and real nice. And sometimes it comes down to just the players in the area. You can't get around it. You go ahead and ask a lot of the country boys that have to play the inner city black kids. Yeah, especially when it comes to basketball and football. You go ahead and ask them. Are they sitting over there doing the same thing? Right? Especially here in Minnesota. One of the best teams around, Minneapolis North Polars. Black team, stomping on everybody. You have to learn to play. You have to learn to lose. That's what makes you better. And I think that guy, he needs a new avenue. He needs to go sit down somewhere. He shouldn't be in that place there teaching those children. He's a loser. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right? I need your help. I certainly do. Next one up. And before I do that here, I want to go ahead and give somebody a shout out here. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, give a shout out to my guy, Robert Marvin. Shout out to you. Make sure you share. Help me out. Next one up. You pull this up here. I want to speak about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, ladies and gentlemen, he is an ex-NBA player. Kwame Brown. He has a big YouTube channel. I think we spoke about him before. Called A Bus Life. He has gone viral once again for one of his rants. He went viral, ladies and gentlemen, for saying that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense and that people are paid to push racist SHIT. Kwame Brown is followed by a lot of black degenerates from here to Pakistan. When he said that, Negroes were mad. I want to go ahead and run this. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you share.
I just don't get it. Our focus should be on Ahmaud Arbery. It shouldn't be on Kyle Rittenhouse. That, to me, in my opinion, looked like self-defense. The courts found it as self-defense. The only bad thing is that he had to sit in jail for so long because they made something political that wasn't or shouldn't have been political. If you're going to get a boy the gun charge, give him the damn gun charge or let the boy out. I'm sure a 17-year-old walking around with a shotgun would have been a misdemeanor, which would have been probation. He could have been home eating Fruit Loops or whatever the hell he eat. But instead of that, we want to make it like, we want to tie it in. We want to tie it into something black. We want to tie it into something bigger so we can have people come out and march and get checks off of little teenagers' back. And that to me is corny. Trying to get money off of teenagers, trying to use the situation for a political gain, to me, that's corny. Everything ain't political, okay? It's a bunch of racist, you know what it is? A bunch of people getting paid to push this racist shit. That's all it is. These motherfuckers ain't got no lane. They really don't got nothing to say. The only thing they get paid off of is talking about how racist it is. Them motherfuckers got good cars, good houses, good everything, telling you how bad it is. Motherfucker, it don't look bad. You driving a Benz. You goddamn flying all over the world. You speaking engagements. You motherfucker got black tires and security and shit. How you motherfucker so bad off? I'm trying to figure out. I saw goddamn Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. I saw goddamn Roland Martin. Them motherfuckers got black tie security. Them motherfuckers got black SUV. Them motherfuckers riding in style. They stayed at the hotel I stayed at. They was on the island. They over there living good and pimping. So how in the fuck is it so bad?
That's crazy.
I want to go back here because Kwame Brown, it was beautiful what he said here. Look at him. He's speaking about, ladies and gentlemen, the black buffoons that are out there, right? The ones who are trying to push the racial stuff while they're living high on the hog. Right? Look at Al Sharpton. How many of y'all knew that he had a private jet? Right? I think him and Creflo Dollar bought it from the same guy. How many of you guys knew that Al Sharpton, the one that comes to city, when Negroes are crying about police brutality, right? How many of y'all knew he had a private jet? Negroes are hopping out of Rolls Royces. I want folks to understand this, right? LeBron James claims that it's so hard to be black in America. It's so hard. Well, he hops out of his gosh darn brand new Ferrari with some Stacey Adams on that costs about $2,500. $2,500 loafers, ladies and gentlemen. How I love loafers. I can't afford a $2,500 loafer. So these Negroes are being paid to run a finesse game. That's what they're doing.
So how in the fuck is it so bad?
That's crazy.
Tell me how to get it like you got it. Tell me how to get some of them black Escalade securities that you some bitch pulled up there with while I'm pulling up with my brother.
There you go. There you go. So the Negroes are running a finesse game. Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump. That's how they get money. It's a finesse game. Shout out to Matthew Steinacker. He said he's gonna use he's gonna steal the finesse game. Go ahead. Use the phrase. For people who don't know what a finesse game is, let me tell you once again what a finesse game is. Somebody try to trick you with words. Yeah, that's a finesse game. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. These folks are running a finesse game. Big finesse game. Sitting back, talking about how bad it is for black people in America, putting down white people, so that he can increase the profits and the money in his pocket. These people are evil. They certainly are. And I want people to understand that. They're super, super evil. That's how they stay in power. Because there's so many folks out there who have a gripe, who hate their life, who want 15 seconds of fame. That's what they want. So Al Sharpton, FBI informant, snitch. Yes, he is a snitch. Go ahead and look it up. Right? He snitched on some dope dealers. He was selling dope for the feds. Absolutely. Don't believe me? Google it. Right? There's some people out there, I don't believe you, man. I don't know where Al Sharpton was selling dope. Yeah, he was. He was selling dope. Go ahead and look it up. Right? Besides him being a everybody want to bring up a tax cheat. Shoot, that being a tax cheat ain't going to affect a black man like him. Right? It ain't going to affect the black man. Call him a snitch. Yeah, I want white folks to understand that. When you call him a tax cheat, that ain't going to affect him. Right? I want the white folks to understand. Al Sharpton, he from the hood, baby. He from the hood. Right? Saying he's a tax cheat, gosh darn it might be a badge of honor. But yet hit him with something that most black folks don't want to be associated with. You hit them with being a snitch. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you got the receipts for it, right? Black folks like to say receipts, right? White folks say evidence, proof. Yeah, it's out there. He's a snitch for the he was a snitch for the feds. So that's people should stop saying tax cheat and say snitch. You say a snitch, it hurts him. It certainly does. And the Negroes who are around him start thinking about, him being a snitch. I'm letting you know. One thing that black folks hate, what worse than the cops and they baby mama putting them on child support, let me tell ya, is being called a snitch. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Make sure ya share. All right. I need your help. I certainly do. Let's go ahead and move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Next one up here, I want to go ahead and speak about Ahmaud Arbery verdict. The verdict is in. And let me tell you something. Liberal America is clapping and saying hallelujah. Let me go ahead and run this. When I come back, I want to speak about this. Make sure you share. Need your help.
Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. I'm going to ask that whoever just made an outburst be removed from the court, please. As this court has indicated, I ask that there be no outbursts in the court, and I expect as much from the gallery. Please respect the court's desire for this as we move forward. If you feel like you need to make a comment or otherwise demonstrate with respect to the verdict, I do ask that you step out of the courtroom now. Count 2, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 3, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. Count 4, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Count 5, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Count 7, aggravated assault. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Count 8, false imprisonment. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Count 9, criminal attempt to commit a felony. We, the jury, find the defendant Travis McMichael guilty. Dated this 24th day of November, 2021, signed by the foreperson.
Guilty. All three men, ladies and gentlemen, all three of them found guilty. All three. Now, there was a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts in this case here. One of them being, which I told you guys about, the citizen arrest deal, right? It came down to if he saw a felony in commission, which they admitted they did not see a felony in commission. That was one of the deals there, right? Also, the defense couldn't prove that Ahmaud Arbery was a thief or he stole anything in that area. All they had was eyewitness accounts, and they had a video of him being on a property that he shouldn't have been on. Yeah, it's all in the case there. They didn't prove that. The prosecution was able to prove that Travis McMichael and those folks stopped him without reasonable cause. Yeah, they were able to do that. What the defense was trying to do was trying to get the jury to make an inference, right? To make what we call a logical conclusion. That, hey, this guy here, even though Travis McMichael and these guys here did not see him commit a felony, did not see him take anything, but there's people in the area that recognize this boy, and there's a videotape evidence that shows him being on a property that he shouldn't have been on. So, by logical conclusion, you guys should think about how it relates to him, being in the crime, and how the Travis McMichael and them thought that with everything going on, he may be in the commission of a crime. This was the thought process, the argument they were trying to make. And they couldn't make that argument well. They couldn't make the argument of why they needed to detain him, why they stopped him. The defense, they couldn't do it. It was a hard task for them to do. And then we speak about Al Sharpton, right? Al Sharpton, the pastors who were involving themselves in the case here. The defense team brought up that, hey, having all these pastors here, will create intimidation here in the courtroom, right? Which, in my opinion, it does, right? I don't care what the Negroes say. When you come there, you start chanting, you start praying, you start bringing a whole bunch of folks, you start marching and doing that type of stuff. It brings intimidation into the area. I don't care who you are. That wasn't taken into consideration. As a matter of fact, the judge and the prosecution and the liberal media called the defense lawyers racist for saying something like that. Right? Remember, we played the clip. They were saying racial bomb throwing and all sorts of nonsense. So there was a lot of moving parts in this case here. But at the end of the day, all said and done, it was a guilty verdict. It was a guilty verdict. Yeah, shout out to Pookie Martinez. They could have made a citizen's arrest if they saw the commission of a felony. If they saw with their own eyes, they could have made a citizen's arrest, but they did not. And that's where McMichaels screwed up. Absolutely. You just can't detain anybody just because somebody said, yeah, I recognize him in the area, or I saw him steal something before. You just can't do that. I don't care who you are. So right then and there, they were already wrong to be doing something like that. And I think I said this in the beginning. Because of the way it happened. I mean, yeah, you just can't go and stop anybody like that. You have to be able to follow the law. You have to be able to do the right thing. Now, this whole ordeal that happened here, it could have went down a different way, right? Had Ahmaud Arbery just remained calm and spoke and maybe, in a sense, spoke through it, right? Talk with him and see what was going on. Maybe he would have been alive. Maybe if Travis McMichael did what I tell most white folks to do, when you see Negroes in the area and you're suspicious of them, you call the effing police, right? You don't act like you're Barney Fife or some sort of renegade person out there. You don't do that. And I want white folks to understand they will prosecute you. They will lock your ass up, especially in our culture right now. They're looking for white folks to do something like this. You see Negroes in your area, you don't recognize them, call the police. You don't go out there and you approach them and you do all that. Once you do that, you've gone into a different territory. You have, and the way the world is right now, white man is bad. I don't care who you are. And white folks know this. You go to your job right now. If there's a black person complaining about you said something racist, put up a lie against it, it's going to be very hard for you to maintain your reputation. It's going to be very hard for you to work at that establishment, that company. That's the type of world we're living in. So that's why I tell white folks, when you see somebody over there, right, person of color, use common sense. Use it. Most of them don't like you. So you're going to go stop somebody who don't already like you. Badger them and then use common. That's all I'm saying. Do what you want to do. Right? You've been seeing all these folk getting locked up, losing money, losing their job, losing their reputation. You want to go down that road, or you want to use common sense? Right? Use common sense. That's all. Let's go ahead and move forward. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give a shout out to somebody who just donated here too as well. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Sharon Glover. Shout out to you. Says, happy Thanksgiving to you, Amber, and your family. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Pookie Martinez. Says, yep, if you suspect something or someone, call the blue. Don't take it into your own hands. You snooze, you lose. Absolutely. Call the police. That's what you do. You see Negroes in the area, you see somebody you don't know, especially if they're black. One thing you can do to get them out of the area as fast as possible, let me tell you, is calling the police. That's it. That takes you out of the equation. But if you don't do that, you do what the Travis McMichael did, come with a shotgun like Barney Fife and stuff like that, you're going to get a problem. You're going to. So he's going to have to deal with a whole bunch of stuff there. In my personal opinion, it had nothing to do with race. Nothing. It's just a bad deal. It is. Let's go ahead and move forward. I want to speak about Al Sharpton, since we were already speaking about him. Al Sharpton speaks about the Ahmaud Arbery verdict. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go.
Let us say, first and foremost, we're going to start by thanking God. Amen. For shining on us. Let us thank these lawyers.
Amen.
Let us thank the prosecutors.
Amen.
Let us thank the activists.
Yes.
That y'all called the mob.
Yes.
That marched and stood up. Let us thank all of the people that believed. And let us, more than anything, thank the mother and father of Ahmaud. They lost a son. That's right. But their son will go down in history as one that proved that if you hold on, that justice can come. This mother would tell me, Reverend, we're going to win this. When I had doubts, she kept praying. This father said, we got to get some justice for my son. And let the word go forth all over the world that a jury of 11 whites and one black in the deep South stood up in the courtroom and said that black lives do matter. Let it be clear that almost 10 years after Trayvon, God used Wanda and Marcus's son to prove that if we kept marching and kept fighting, we would make you hear us. We got a lot more battles to fight, but this was an important battle today. This was proving that our children know their value. And that's why those people that march, I'm talking about the people here, that was here when nobody else was here. Come on, they stood up. Come on. Brunswick. It's real talk. Real talk. Brunswick, Georgia will go down in history as the place that criminal justice took a different turn. Let us pray.
Thank you, Lord.
And I'm going to stop it right there. So there you go. Al Sharpton saying that this will go down in history. And he's acting as if white people don't do the right thing. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is. He's pushing a narrative out there that white people don't do the right thing when it comes to justice involving black Americans. That's an evil notion to push out. There was a case not too long ago about a black man, and we're going to speak about this, I think, with on Thursday or Friday. A black man, I forgot what his name is, he shot some police officers, and he got off. He got off. He was found not guilty. And there were white folks there as well. He's pushing a narrative that is very evil. And I want folks to understand that. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Moving on. I want to speak about the economy here for a sec. Right now, everything is costing so much more. You go to Walmart, you try to get a loaf of bread, you try to pay for some Vaseline, you try to pay for some, some shaving stuff, you try to pay for whatever. Everything is costing so much. Everything. Yesterday, I reported here in Minneapolis, I paid $3.51 for a gallon of gas at the BP gas station. Across this nation, people are paying $4 upwards to $4.30. It's real out there. I want to go ahead and run this story, and when it comes back, I want to speak about it. It speaks about the gas prices and what Americans are paying. It costs a heck of a lot of money to fill up your gas tank now. Here we go.
I mean, Ben was talking about some of the gas prices in California right now. The average there, $4.70, $3.40 national average. That's up $1.25 from last year. So if you have a Toyota Camry, for instance, Katie, or a family of four, you're traveling to see your grandparents, it's going to cost you $65, $70 to fill up your tank. That's a heck of a lot of money. And then you go to the shelves to get your turkey, get some food, maybe buy some wine and beer, and there's not enough, or it's too expensive. A lot of folks are reacting to that, despite the measures the president's taking right now and talking about in Washington right now. Let's take a listen to some of the folks that I was speaking to at the gas station earlier today.
I used to fill the tank with $30. Now it's with like $45.
Recently, I started looking for a part-time job. I don't have to work. I'm just a housekeeper. But I think everything goes up. I really need to get a job, a part-time job.
Gas prices are through the roof, and pretty soon I have to give a beating, if I want to drive. They are really high, and what can we do, Hang in there.
I tell you, Katie, anecdotally, the owners of this gas station told us that there are folks that come here every single day and put stickers on the pumps here of President Biden pointing at the gas prices and saying, you did this. So obviously a reflection of the slipping poll numbers of the president right now.
So you see, everybody and their mama's mama is crying about the gas prices through the roof. And this is a direct correlation to Biden's policies. I want people to understand that. He has killed energy independence in our country. And he has traded it in for a boondoggle thing called renewable energy. And let me put this out here. I am for renewable energy. Things that work. When I hear liberals speak about renewable energy, I hear them trying to stifle America. I hear them trying to, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that people cannot travel. Let alone to the liberals, we would have no cars. Everybody would be taking mass transportation, right? There would be no planes. I kid you not, liberals are very evil folks. Everything will be ran off solar power or wind. Things that are unreliable. And if you know about that wind power, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you remember what happened in Texas? when those wind turbines froze? Absolutely. Injured thousands of folks. Killed a lot of folks, right? You remember that, right? A deep freeze in Texas. Those wind turbines stopped. They froze. You guys remember that, ERCOT? Absolutely. And I believe they were partner up with China. Believe it or not, right? Crazy. It certainly is. So I wanted people to see that. Moving forward. I want to speak about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is accusing Biden of committing fraud on the people. I want to go ahead and run this. When it comes back, I want to speak about what he's saying. Here we go.
So, that's a good question. So, is all this just politics? I mean, we live in a polarized time, and it just seems like one team versus the other. And there's definitely some truth to that. But I would say this. I mean, Biden's in a bad spot because he ran for president saying he was going to unite the country. He ran for president saying he was going to shut down COVID. He demagogued Trump about COVID, blamed every COVID infection on Trump, and said as soon as he was president, he was stopping it. And yet you've seen, the results have been even worse, even with medications and vaccines on that. So he's failed to shut down the virus, which he promised to do, and he failed to unite the country. His proposals that he's done are more divisive than any policies, Republican or Democrat, in my lifetime that I can think of. And so that's what's driving the dissatisfaction. Part of it is the policies aren't working, and I think we have a responsibility to call them out. Look, if you want truckers fired, if you want nurses fired in Florida, I'm standing up for them, and I'm going to fight back against you. That's just the bottom line. But I think also the dissatisfaction is driven by people appreciate if you run and you say you're going to do stuff and you do it, even if they don't agree with it, they kind of give you credit for doing what you said you do. I mean, I've done what I said I would do. You look back at my inauguration speech, we've knocked out what I said I would do, and we're doing even more. Biden, though, I think, committed a fraud on the public when he said he was going to unite people. He is not. He is being captive by a very militant leftist impulse in his party. This is an impulse that I think the vast majority of Americans reject. But nevertheless, that's what's driving this. And so I think that adds salt in the wounds. Like, yeah, they see their gas prices going up. They see grocery prices going up. They see all these problems. See, of course, the disaster in Afghanistan, the disaster at the southern border. So they see all that, and that's problematic. But then I think it's like, wait a minute. How is it uniting the country by having an open border? How did it unite the country for being humiliated in Afghanistan? How is it uniting the country to try to impose mandates that are going to cause millions of Americans to potentially lose jobs or livelihoods? And that, I think, is why people are so dissatisfied. And so we have just a responsibility to stand up for folks. And we've guarded Floridians' jobs zealously, their freedom zealously, from threats on all comers. But if it happens to be coming out of Washington, that we're going to do that. But people know that if you have a bureaucracy that's out of control and they have their set sight on the jobs and livelihoods of Floridians, people know they have a governor that is going to fight back. They have a governor that's going to stand up for them. They have a governor that is going to do whatever he can to make sure they have the right to work and the businesses can function and kids are able to go to school and all the things that are just so important to having a healthy society. That's what we're fighting for. And to the extent that the Biden administration is getting in the way of that, then we're going to be here to fight back. Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely. Shout out to Ron DeSantis. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, he's becoming my favorite politician. What do you got to think about this? What do you think? Ron DeSantis saying that Biden is running a fraud on the public. And let me tell you something, he is. He's running a big scam, a big fraud on the public. Saying that he's going to unite the public, he's going to, make America good. All lies. Everything that he's doing is divisive. Everything he's doing is setting America back. It's a big time fraud. And Republicans need to do exactly what Ron DeSantis is doing. Every time you're interviewed by the media, you speak about how Biden is running a fraud here in America. Right? Call Biden the fraud man. Do what, Trump does. He labels people a name and the name sticks. Right? Just like I called Dr. Fauci, I call him Fraudche. Right? Now I can't even say his real name. When I look at him, I say, that's Fraudche. So, Republicans, they need to take some lessons from Ron DeSantis. Right? Learn the mastery of name calling and propaganda. Because in a sense, that's what you're going to need to do. So shout out to Ron DeSantis pointing out what is right, pointing out what I believe Republicans and conservatives need to do. So that's what it is. That's what it is. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to a very beautiful woman. I want to give a shout out to Lisa Marie Hill. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Absolutely, shout out to you. Absolutely. Shout out to Sean Bowden. Sean Bowden says, I'd vote DeSantis over Trump because DeSantis doesn't up talk the vaccine. Absolutely. I would too. You guys already know my deal with the vaccine and when it comes to Trump. He's going to have to change his mind on a lot of things. And he's going to have to stop with all the vaccine talk. All the, hey, people aren't taking it because I'm not in office type of talk. Right? All that ego talk that he's doing. Right? I don't know if it's if he's old or something or that's his personality. But he got to get rid of that fast because it's a bad look. It is. Running around and saying that, hey, these things are miracle drugs. People aren't taking this because, I'm not there. See, if I was there, everybody and their mama would take it. When I was there, nobody had any problems taking it. This is what he said. I played it. I gosh darn, my stomach, was sick when I heard it. So he gonna have to change that. He changed that, he gonna get a solid vote out of me. If it doesn't, I want Ron DeSantis. Because he ain't running that game. He ain't running that finesse game. Absolutely. So shout out to Sean Boney. Absolutely. Shout out to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here. Everybody for hitting that like button. I'll be on Thursday. What is it? Not Thursday, Friday. My bad. I'll be on Friday. Tomorrow I'll be off. Thanksgiving I'll be eating turkey with the family. Absolutely. Turkey with the family. So Friday, we'll have our regular show as usual. So I want to thank everybody for coming on in here. Everybody for hitting that like button. Absolutely. Angela LaRouge says, I don't care if Trump went into the lab and created it himself. I know. Kelly Land says, Jermaine, JFK Jr. could be in the White House, and that mind was fine as hell. And I would have... Absolutely. I'm saying, Trump gonna have to change that. He changed that. He get a solid vote out of me. A real solid one. You get what I'm saying? He run that vaccine talk. He started talking about how it's a miracle drug, how it's the Cadillac of drugs and stuff like that. He started doing that. I'm looking elsewhere. I am. And if Ron DeSantis is going up against him, I'm up talking Ron DeSantis and putting Trump down. Absolutely. That's what I'm doing. He's going to have to change that vaccine talk. He is. That is a big deal for a lot of folks right now. It is. And I'm telling you, if he go into the general like he go into a primary, speaking the way he does about it, it's going to be trouble for him. It is. I don't care how many people got altars of Trump in the house. I don't care. It will be trouble. Because somebody will start pointing this stuff out, and it ain't going to look good. So he going to have to change it and be authentic about it. Be real. I'm out of here. You guys take care. Have a good night. I'll catch you later. Peace.
turn me up. King Medic, turn me up. King Medic, turn me up.